This is Daniel Reyes, third recording. The camera says 3:16 in the afternoon. My phone says 5:54, same day, July 28th. The difference is still 2 hours and 38 minutes. I'm back in the projection room. My stomach is fine now. I ate another roll, slowly this time, and drank a bottle of water. 4 rolls left, 5 bottles. I know I said I was going back to the Cinnabon with the camera and a clean count, but I haven't done that yet. The camera battery was at 39%. My phone was at 34. The spare camera battery is still full, but after that, there's no second spare. I need to find power before I spent half the day testing a pastry case. The outlets in this room are dead. I checked all 4. The exit sign works, the hall lights come on sometimes, and somewhere below me, an entire vending machine has power, but these outlets don't. So I searched the cinema. The public side is mostly what you'd expect. 6 screens, torn carpet, concession counter with the soda nozzles missing. There are breaker panels in a closet behind the popcorn machine, but every breaker is already marked on. I didn't touch them. I didn't want to discover a rule by shutting off the wrong part of the building. Behind the ticket booth, there's a short manager's hallway. 3 offices. One says manager, one says count, and the last one has a faded camera symbol on it. That door wasn't locked. The room behind it is security. 2 desks, a rack of old recording equipment, and a wall of monitors. Most of the room was dusty enough to write in, but the equipment was warm. There was a power strip under the desk with 1 green light. I tried it with the phone, nothing. Then I found a drawer full of old charging cables and a universal adapter with 6 different tips. Fortunately, one of them fit. The phone started charging. I left it plugged in and looked at the monitors. There are 12 camera windows across 3 screens. 5 are black, the rest show parts of the mall. Main food court, Sears lower level, cinema lobby. The corridor outside this projection room, a loading area I don't recognize, and a glass entrance with a large white number 3 on the door. Entrance 3. The camera label actually says entrance 3. The view is from high in a corner, looking down at 2 glass doors. A yellow sunburst set into the floor tile and a row of blue lockers. Outside the glass is black, not dark like night. The glass reflects the lobby, but there's nothing beyond it. I took a picture of the monitor. I couldn't tell where the entrance was from the picture. None of the other feeds showed the yellow tile or the locker, but it exists in the security system, or at least it did when the image was recorded. That became the next problem. I wanted to find out if the cameras were live. The cinema lobby feed showed the concession counter and the doors to screen 2. I walked out there, put my flashlight upright on the counter, and waved at the ceiling for 10 seconds. When I came back to security, the flashlight was not on the monitor. I waited. 26 seconds later, it appeared on the counter. Then I walked into the frame and waved. So that feed was delayed. Fine. I guess old security systems can do that. I picked up the flashlight and tried the food court camera. I stood beside the dry fountain and held both arms over my head. That feed showed me almost 4 minutes later. The Sears feed was different. I only stepped into the lower sales floor, far enough to see the escalator, and when I got back, the monitor already showed me leaving. 3 cameras, 3 different delays. I wrote them on the back of an old incident form. Lobby, 26 seconds. Food court, 3 minutes 51. Sears, less than the time it took me to return. I was checking the entrance 3 feet again when a red square appeared near the door. The system draws boxes around movement. I'd seen it draw one around me when I appeared in the food court. But there was nothing inside this one. It moved from the glass doors to the edge of the picture and disappeared. A few seconds later, the red square appeared on the feed labeled East Service, empty hallway. The box crossed from left to right, then the main food court. It moved between the tables toward the cinema. I watched the actual security room door while the monitor showed the box moving. I kept the flashlight on. I didn't hear footsteps. I didn't hear the PA. Nothing touched the handle. The cinema lobby feed was still showing my flashlight on the concession counter from the earlier test. The red square entered at the far end of that picture. It passed the flashlight and stopped outside the manager's hallway. Then it vanished. I stayed in the room for another 15 minutes. No more boxes. Nothing came through the door. I checked the lobby myself, empty. The flashlight was in my hand, where it was supposed to be. Whatever the monitor showed had already happened, was going to happen, or belonged to a different version of the lobby. I don't know which answer is better. I looked for the cameras before I went back upstairs. There's no camera in the cinema lobby, where the security angle should be. No mount, no wire. Same in the food court. I found the corner shown on the monitor. There's a black ceiling panel there. The phone reached 61%. I took the cable and the adapter, but I left the security equipment running. The outlet is useful, and the screens are more useful if I can learn what they're actually showing. Camera battery's at 27% now, flashlight 59. The spare camera battery is still full. I found power. I found a picture of entrance 3, but I didn't yet find a route to it. The yellow sun tile and the blue lockers are something I can search for. I'm going to mark every lobby and service corridor that has yellow tile. I'm not going to follow the red boxes. If the system marks empty space again, I'm recording the screens before I leave the room, and I'm keeping the security room door open. Not because I think it makes me safe, but because I want the real hallway and the real monitor in the same picture.